This old woman's name is Rose. She was holding a reading session for the novel she had just released. After the event ended, Rose's old friend named Jim came to see her. Jim wasn't just a friend, he was also Rose's ex-boyfriend back when they were young. Jim came to ask Rose to write a novel about his life. Jim was a scientist, and he had just discovered a miraculous invention, a medicine against regret. He wanted Rose to write about this discovery. But since the idea didn't sound interesting to her, Rose refused his request. The story then shifts to Rose's home, where she lived with her husband, Oscar. The couple had been together for more than 50 years, and even in their old age, their relationship was still full of affection. Rose and Oscar never had children, so they spent their lives only with each other. In truth, Oscar had always wanted children, but because Rose was too busy in her younger years, that dream was never fulfilled. One day, Rose's friend Jun came to visit, bringing along her grandchild. When Rose held the baby in her arms, she suddenly felt a deep regret about never having children of her own. Her maternal instincts awakened, but she was already old and no longer able to be productive. During their conversation, Jun casually mentioned that if her sickly husband died first, she would undergo plastic surgery in Thailand, hoping to look young again so she could find a new husband. A few months later, a man came to visit Rose and immediately asked, does Rose still refuse to write the novel about the anti-regret medicine? Rose instantly assumed it was Jim, but when the man turned around, she was shocked to see a much younger man. It was Jim. He had become young again after drinking the potion he had discovered. Rose was completely stunned, thinking it must all be a dream. She went to the kitchen to get a drink, but when she came back, Jim still looked the same. It was real. He had truly regained his youth. Realizing that this was no illusion, Rose hurried to find her voice recorder, eager to document Jim's discovery and turn it into a novel. Seeing his wife so intent, Oscar asked, what are you doing, dear? Rose boldly replied that she wanted to write a novel about Jim's story. Because Oscar knew Jim was Rose's ex-boyfriend, he grew angry and stormed off to confront him, intending to drive him away. But then Oscar was the one who became shocked Jim had indeed become young again. Later, Oscar spoke privately with Rose, saying it could all just be a trick. But Rose explained that Jim had always been obsessed with developing an anti-aging medicine. Jim even believed that aging itself was a disease, which was why he had worked so hard on the formula. To be sure it was really Jim, Oscar tested him. When Jim called him by the old nickname he used back in their youth, Oscar finally believed. Rose then began interviewing Jim, who revealed the small bottle of medicine he named Novice *. Before continuing the interview, they decided to run medical tests to check whether it was truly safe to use on others. For the clinical trial, they chose Jim's daughter, Anna, who had become a drug addict and homeless. Rose was asked to drop the novice liquid into Anna's mouth. And then something extraordinary happened.
Might it do to her if she took Novice now?